Oh yeah, let's kick this pig. Are we gonna be being a submarine pirate? Uh-oh, something's up. The reactive is acting up.
Yeah, it's showing you, but not me, and it's showing a mute icon on you.
Yeah, that's really weird. Come on, don't be an asshole today. Oh, this is what I get for starting too early. Because basically scuff occurs.
If you need to turn off reactive, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to see if I can't get it to do it. Okay, so I got that there. Turn off reactive, reactivate it. Nope, no, reactive is fucked. Okay. Sorry folks, you get nothing today. You don't get to see either of us. Because reactive is acting up, so I'm sorry. Normally you get to see us bob and bounce and be happy, but Jesus Christ, it's reactive decided to be stupid.
That's alright, you'll be doing gameplay anyway, so...
Oh yeah, let me just switch to that then. Seeing as there's no point in keeping the just...
We've cast an invisibility spell in the tavern.
Yeah, apparently the visitors of the tavern are invisible now. Okay, I deleted this, okay? This is gonna annoy the shit out of me. I deleted the Xbox Game Bar Spotify widget.
Uh-huh.
And there's 15 copies of it in my damn OBS. Like, what in the name of fuck is going on here?
I know Microsoft is a little sneaky with Windows 10 and later, just like downloading software unless you explicitly go in and say, hey, don't do that shit.
Yeah, knock that shit off.
The default is that it can go and say, you know what, I think you'd like these Microsoft apps from the store, and just install them.
Yep. Alright, I have ended the task on the Spotify widget. Hopefully it's gone away. I'm hoping. But knowing my luck, it'll come right back. Nope, it's gone. Okay, good. I went with CC Cleaner and I installed that bitch.
Nice.
And it's still fucking there.
Yeah. Or it came back.
It came back. Yeah, like, fuck, man. Alright, so anyway, welcome to a scuffed version of Tabletop Tuesday. Normally, there's us in the corner, but apparently this thing has decided to go, fuck you in particular. You know what? I have the thing I can do. Just give me a second.
Just throw like a static overlay of our avatars in OBS.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do that. Avatar. I was gonna say Ruby, Avi. Alright. And let's go to browse. Go to that. Assets. I'll do that. I am giant! Oh, fuck! Oh, Jesus Christ!
I thought I was the kaiju.
Yeah. Oh my...
Observation. This is a great opportunity for slaughter.
I'll get the shout out.
Okay.
While you're...
Well, I'm fucking around here.
Yeah, while you're fucking around here.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to put that right above reactive and it went into the wrong spot. Can you please stop being a pain in my butt? Alright, image. Camera, Abby. We'll go with you with the big mouth open. Alright. You know,
actual to scale.
I was gonna say actual to scale. That it's like, hi, how you going?
Nah, we should probably shrink it down so they can see gameplay.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what the funny thing is? I actually had a funny image go through my head that you would love. As if our Avies were going into battle and it was to scale. You're sitting there like kicking ass as the giant kaiju, and I'm like sitting on your shoulder like the freaking Rocket on Groot with a gun, just going. Oh my god! I pictured that. I was like, why is this image going through my head? This is just no fuck. Yeah, that was. Oh my god. Anyway, so sponsors, they're down below. Click on the links. They're awesome. Okay. I've dilly-dallied too long for that shit. If you use W Energy drinks, use my name, Ruby Mad Hatter, as the code. You get 10% off your purchase. Also, we are still taking entries for Stellaris Eterna Season 3. That should roughly be... Oh, why the hell did it do that? Alright, I accidentally pulled the FF8 frickin' thing with it, but whatever. I'm having a day. So if you want to make a faction for us to run into, by all means do so. I will say that once we finish the Star Wars story, you know, level, like, Chapter 3, that is. Not the expansion content.
Right.
Just the Chapter 3 content. Then we'll switch back to Stellaris, and we'll do our 3rd season of Stellaris Eterna.
Nice.
Where I am playing a group known as the Terran Supremacy.
And I have not decided yet what I will pursue, though I may look at the new options that they've added more recently and see if I can mess around with those.
I feel like you'll like the virtual one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's more your shtick.
And they've added some more compelling, I think, like machine and cyborg type stuff recently, too.
That's true. The virtual one comes with an advantage, but also a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you knew about it.
You said it was easier to build tall, but not wide with the virtual one.
Yes, the tall one is definitely more geared towards virtual, tall, because of its one aspect to it compared to everyone else. You are always at max pop cap. Anytime you make pop space, it is instantaneously filled with pops.
Interesting.
The problem is, anytime you need to change from one pop to another type, so like basic to specialist,
yep,
that takes longer.
Yeah.
So that is the downside. But the upside is you get all those pops instantly. So that helps a ton.
I could see doing a virtual empire that was like maybe VTuber themed.
Oh god. What?
We are the Iron Mouse.
Oh, please don't do that because I don't want to get copyright claimed. Don't pick a popular VTuber. That's all I ask. Like, don't do that because I'm fairly certain the what is it? The studio Iron Mouse works for, I guarantee will be asshole enough to copyright claim my shit.
V-Shoujo?
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose you could go with an indie VTuber.
I mean, that's true. Anybody want to volunteer?
But I will point out that just saying the name of something isn't a copyright infringement. It's more of a trademark infringement.
Yeah.
But they may choose to pursue that as well.
Well, on YouTube, it's one and the same.
Yeah. I mean, you can... Like, you can go on YouTube and say, well, I played Final Fantasy whatever, and Squaresoft can't do shit. That's using their trade...
Nintendo says otherwise.
You can talk about Nintendo games. You can't necessarily always use gameplay footage. But, yeah, if I go on and say, hey, fucking Mario sucks, if Nintendo submits a copyright claim, then they are outright abusing it. It is challengeable. Yeah. And, yeah, you'd have to fight Nintendo's legal team if they really wanted to be dicks about it, but they would fucking lose.
Yeah, no, if you want an example of copyright abuse, surprisingly, a company is not the blame on that one.
Okay.
There are two guys on YouTube that are the biggest copyright abusers.
Okay.
Like, they claim everyone's shit.
I had heard recently about someone abusing it. So what are the names?
One is I Show Speed,
Okay. Yeah.
and the other one is Aiden Ross.
Okay. I think I heard about I Show Speed.
Yeah. Just mentioning them, by the way, they will possibly copyright claim you.
Okay.
I shit you not. And if you successfully fight one of their copyright claims, they'll just copyright claim all of your shit.
Okay.
And basically drown you in copyright claims. And you have to fight it. The problem is, you can only ever fight 2 at a time, because, God forbid, you ever get 3 copyright strikes at the same time, your channel is instantly deleted.
Well, here's the thing, though. There have been people that have gotten their ass handed to them for abusing the system. It's the exception, not the rule, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But there have been people who have been basically forced themselves to pay huge fines for abuse of the copyright system, because it's like you're trying to claim content you don't own.
Yeah. Well, right now those two are hitting it hard. And in some cases, one person made a video on I Show Speed. It was fair use. Oh. We're getting raided by Speedy G69. If you could be so kind as to give him a shouty. Thank you kindly, sir.
Now, if I start playing Hades, I might not be able to do that quite as rapidly. But
Well, that's fine. And then in which case we'll get to it. You were playing Marvel Snap. That's a popular game.
I will crush you underfoot. Savage.
What I was gonna say though. Oh, my brain went somewhere and I can't remember.
we're talking about copyright strike abuse.
Yeah. So there was this one woman who made a video on I Show Speed. It was fair use because she made modifications. It was transformative. It followed all the basic rules. He copyright claimed her, and with the amount of views she got and everything like that, she got roughly $700 is what she should have earned. And because of the copyright claim and how it worked out, she walked away with $7. And I Show Speed took everything else. And even though she proved it was like legitimate, it was not not breaking copyright, the company was able to argue with YouTube on to keep the funds that they had already taken. And that's really shitty.
Looks like, oh yeah, I remember when we talked about the Act Man standing up to him, and looks like the Act Man's channel's still up and running. So
Yep. Oh no, he went after Quantum TV. I Show
no, Act Man has a video up on I Show Speed.
Yeah, that's recent.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that is recent.
10 months.
Yeah.
It looks like Quantum TV might have gotten arrested at some point.
Yeah, Quantum TV went to jail.
Cool.
He is decidedly now incarcerated.
Good.
The healer's asking me to focus on ads whenever they spawn. I'm like, okay, no problem. Most healers and tanks want the samurai to focus on the main boss because they're so good at doing so much damage on one target that it tends to be favored because it just gets the boss out of there quicker.
Oh crap! So yeah, I'm reading up on I Show Speed, and apparently he accidentally exposed himself during a live stream.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's done that. He has also threatened the the thing that sounds like grape with a silent G
Yep.
on several people,
Yep.
usually asking the question, hey, if we were the last 2 people on Earth, would you reproduce with me?
Yep. I'm reading an article discussing this just right now.
Yep, and as soon as the girl goes no, he then yells out, well, who's gonna stop me?
Yeah.
It's like, dude! No!
He's banned from all Riot games.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, Riot banned him. He has a lifetime ban. Because he kept doing things that just made them look bad. Constantly.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah, there are crazy ass people out there.
Crazy, horrible people.
Yeah, oh. At least in also geek news, I don't know if this is good or bad, at least. I mean, I'm kind of in the boat of like, hey, maybe they should, chill out on this idea. Is they're doing another reboot of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. You were talking about that just before stream, and I'm... I'll be honest, I kind of like the original Battlestar Galactica. I did not like the reboot.
I liked some aspects of the reboot, but overall as a show, I liked the older one better. That was my thing. Like, I liked the space battles in the newer one better.
Okay.
But that is just, it feels better to me. It doesn't, like... The old one felt more like, hi, let's just kind of mimic Star Wars as much as we can without getting into trouble by LucasArts. But, like, if they could take some of the graphics and the pacing of the dogfighting in the new one and apply it to, like, the old one's style of storytelling, I feel like that will make a really good show.
Perhaps. What I did not like about the reboot is probably what most people liked most about the reboot, which was the who's a Cylon this week paranoia. I don't like that. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm just not a big fan of that, constant dread plot line. So I'm hoping for something a little less paranoid and a little more sci-fi adventure. Like the Galactica going through space, you chased by the Cylons, that's fine, but maybe encounter some other stuff. Here's a strange world. Could it be a new home? We have to check it out. Oh, there's a weird thing. A little more Star Trek mixed in there than before.
Yeah, I like also the idea that, like, they run into other smaller factions of people that don't have a side in the Cylon colony conflict.
Yeah. But yeah, I just... Every time we've tried to do that long journey home bullshit, it has, I think, not worked for me. It didn't work for me in Battlestar Galactica. It didn't work for me in Voyager. It didn't work for me in Stargate Universe.
I hated Stargate Universe. And I'm a giant Stargate fan. I love SG-1. It's like my favorite show. One of my favorite shows.
By the way, you got a hydrate request when you have the time.
Yeah. Let me put my guy on auto run, and I will consume tea.
Stargate Universe, I think, could have been an acceptable iteration of that premise of like, oh, we're on a long journey, we don't know when we're going to get home, etc., etc. But every fucking character on that show was so unlikable. Like, they went out of their way to make everybody an asshole. And I was just like, I don't care what happens to these people. And whatever happens to them, I hope it's bad.
Yeah, like, there were some characters I hated more than others, but there was no character that I felt I liked.
Right.
And that is bad. Like, for example, in Atlantis, Taylor was kind of fun. Like, I enjoyed her occasionally. But I more like Shepard and McKay's interactions. Those two always seemed like little bickering children, but in the fun way.
Okay.
And it was fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't care for Weir. Like, she never really struck me as a character I gave a shit about.
Sure.
And the Doctor was kind of a meh. Like, he was better than Weir, but he wasn't, like, the main team.
Right.
I especially liked Ronan and Teal'c fighting. That was cool as hell. I loved it.
I didn't watch as much of Atlantis as I did SG-1. But, you know, I think those two Stargate shows had a real sense of fun about them, which was great.
Yeah.
And then SGU was just like, where's the fun?
Well, I feel like they went for more of the, we're super serious and dark and brooding and shit. And I'm like, no. Part of what made SG, like the Stargate shows work, was they weren't afraid to be funny to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They would make fun of themselves as much as other fun things.
Yeah.
Like, all right. So you know who Richard Dean Anderson is?
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember the line that was dropped in the pilot episode of Stargate?
About the MacGyver thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carter said it took us 3 years to MacGyver a system. He was never told, the actor was never told that line was in the script.
Yeah.
And he just, like, you saw him, like, roll his eyes and everything. I was like, this is what you want in a show.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. I still gotta say, out of all the characters in the Stargate universe, it is a tie for me between two characters that are my favorite. And that is Jack and Teal'c.
Okay.
I love them both just for different reasons. Teal'c gives me the Spock vibes. If you get...
And I do, and honestly, Christopher Judge is an incredible actor. Just always fun to watch.
Yeah. I actually liked him in Andromeda as well.
Oh, was he in Andromeda?
Twice. He was in 2 separate episodes of Andromeda. So was, God, the guy who plays Daniel Jackson.
Okay.
He was in Andromeda as well. Teal'c was the Wrath of Achilles, was the name of the ship. And he was
right.
And he did that character twice, because technically Achilles got killed, and then he came back. And then got killed again. Oh, no, wait.
Yeah.
The second time he came back, he wasn't Achilles. He was, the Resolution of Hector.
Right, okay. It's been a long time since I watched Andromeda, but yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a good show, too. I loved that. Until Kevin Sorbo ruined it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the first 2 or 3 seasons were really good, and then it just... Season 4 went to shit.
Yep.
And I was like, God damn it. But Michael Shanks was his name.
Yeah, Michael Shanks.
Michael Shanks was also in the show, and he was the, I'm trying to remember the name of the ship. Oh, I know it too. It's gonna drive me up a wall.
Skulls for the skulls!
Inquisition's here!
Blood for the blood gold!
Hello, Inquisition!
If I could type today would be nice. Michael Shanks. And then Andromeda. I'm trying to remember the name of the ship. Alright, let's fight some goddamn Asians. We're fighting La Brea and Igorim. La Brea likes fire, Igorim likes ice. And this fight has 2 phases. I don't like this. Avoid the fire. Kaboom!
Darkness shall consume light.
Oh yeah. Did I ever tell you what the Ascians' whole goal was in this game, Gamera?
Not that I recall, but
Alright. So these guys technically cannot die.
okay.
Anytime you kill them, they become a spirit, they go back to their realm, and then they inhabit a new body.
Seems like a pretty sweet deal for them.
Yeah. Their main goal is to free their god from imprisonment.
Gotcha.
Oh shit, I went into the wrong area! Damn it. I forgot that's not one of the ones you have to dodge shit. That's one of the ones you have to stand in the middle of shit. My bad. So their god is named Zodiark.
Okay.
Alright. He was made because if you remember the crazy little girl
Yep, I do.
that lost her shit.
Yep.
Alright. That's here, I believe. Yep. The ancients decided to basically sacrifice all their consciousness into one being, or half of them did anyway. And they became Zodiark to fight her.
Right.
Suffice to say, they succeeded, but it got rid of all of their free will.
Gotcha.
And that's a problem. So, think of Zodiark as essentially lawful evil.
Okay.
That is his alignment. He wants to dominate everything, and the Ascians' end goal is to bring back their god, and then force all of the different shattered worlds, because when they did that, they accidentally shattered all the worlds apart. So that each element has a world, essentially.
Gotcha.
And suffice to say, their goal is to cause everything to reform back into one.
Okay.
The person who's attempting to stop these assholes, aside from me, is a being known as Hydaelyn. Remember I said they ate half the ancients? Yeah, Hydaelyn was the other half.
Okay.
Hydaelyn went, nah, this is not gonna be a thing. Like, we're not letting you dominate the entirety of all existence because we fucked up.
Yep.
Life deserves to keep growing and doing its own thing. We do not need to constantly manipulate and control it.
Yeah.
And so that's Hydaelyn's shtick. And as you notice, there's now suddenly one Ascian here. That's because Ascians can combine in one body.
I see.
The more of them there are in a body, the more difficult it is to control it, but also the more power it gets.
Makes sense.
Yeah, these are not fun. Because now I have to worry about, how many, bullshit are they going to be doing? Right, dual star. Okay, so I need... Where are you guys going? Here? Yeah, here. Oh, not a good spot. Oh, no. Fuck. We got fucked there. I was not used to that. Yeah, that fight was not like that before. Usually what would happen is, it would summon two rings, or two, balls on either side of it, one fire, one ice, and the DPS had to run towards the ball and just beat the shit out of it before it, you know, got to the center. And that way you wouldn't all die. Yeah, apparently the Fire and Ice Orcs will meet, and you gotta be ready to haul ass. Oh boy. Ow, that hurt. So yeah, Ascians are kind of dicks. They want everything to be darkness. At least in this world. Because that... If they create too much of one element in any world, the world will shatter and start reforming with the other worlds to keep existence together. One of the expansions, Shadowbringers, was a world consumed by light.
I see.
So too much light energy, and oh boy, that went badly. Though technically, I don't know why they're trying to do darkness on this one, since they already succeeded on another planet with darkness. And that's the Final Fantasy IV world. Yeah, that was wild. Because there's no sun. Alright, so there's those two. In the center, get ready to haul ass.
Alright, let's see. I need
Oh, Jesus Christ.
both of these things, but I can only choose one.
Okay, so... yeah. Someone put a post up, we're toast. With a complete picture of toast. Like, they did the little ACI picture. Oh my god. Oh. This fight sucks.
Alright, let's see. I want...
Okay. Round 3!
Round 3, fight!
Fight! Okay, redo that with the double. Alright, there's Dual Star again. Let's see, who is getting it first? Ice first. Okay, cool.
Alright, boss time.
Alright, run! We lost the gunman. Uh-oh, universal manipulation. Hey, we're supposed to have things we can go into to fix that. That's bullshit. Uh-oh. I would like to do this, thank you.
Whoa.
Alright, go here. Oh, someone's getting hit. And the healer went down. Damn it! And there I go. Christ! We are having bad luck with this boss. And the tank just rage quit. Yep.
Bastard.
Yep. Oh, we got a tank. That was pretty quick, thank the gods. Good God, I don't know why we're... Why they changed this fight so... Oh, no, there he goes.
Tank quit again?
Yep. Yep.
Hello.
Is that Rose?
Yes.
Hello, everybody.
Yep.
Dad, when can you make an entrance for me?
Later. Now get out.
Oh, yeah.
Scat, child. Get.
They're just being mean to me.
I'm not being mean to you. I'm telling you, like, get out.
I just want to be some chat.
I know you want to reach out, but chat's not...
Somebody side.
Chat's not saying anything right now. Please go elsewhere.
Please side with me, whoever is watching.
Alright. Oh, goody! Our tank is a Lalafell.
Nobody's watching you right now.
Damn it! I hate this sheep curse.
Sheep curse?
Yeah, it's the first boss fight. One of her phase changes is it's interrupted by a little ball of homing magic that if it hits you, turns you into a sheep. And it almost always eventually hits you. I have not been able to dodge it long enough to make it go away. However, my frog familiar will occasionally eat the curse in my stead.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, was not prepared for that transition. Probably should have been.
Alright. Alright, burning chains. What's that do? Come on. Okay, now it's the separate.
I'm still a cat. Hello.
This is not my first time ever doing this dungeon, but the problem is, Geneva Bid, they changed the boss since the last time I did it.
Hello, everybody.
So, get away from those people. Yep.
Hello, Geneva Bid.
So, like, they changed the boss on me, and so I'm getting reused to the new boss's tactics. And it's kind of annoying.
Alright, so... Excellent. Go.
Welcome to the
Oh, goddamn.
tavern. Welcome to the tavern. Please blow it up.
Oh, I don't like that.
Hello, Geneva Bid. Welcome to the tavern, and please
Oh, hush,
fireball
child.
it. You can fireball it whenever.
What am I missing? I'm missing that one. Okay.
Ah.
Alright, what do we got? Come on! Alright. We're gonna...
Okay.
And now he'll do that. He'll do Annihilation. We survive it. We'll enjoy. The storyline's good. No, the storyline's great. I've gotten to max level. Geneva Bid. My main character is actually a gunbreaker. So I know the story. It's a really good story. It's just I was doing random dungeons to level my samurai, and I happened to get this one. Oh, I barely dodged that. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna die.
Let's have moon power.
No, I'm gonna die. Okay, tank and healer are both up. So now we just gotta wait for the healer to be able to bring someone else up without having anybody die. Yeah, just alt class leveling. Yep. Normally, I do better than this, but like I said, they changed this fight in a way that is really shitty. I never had this much trouble with this fight before. Like, this fight was usually decent. Come on, get in there. Come on, healer. You gotta be better than that. Come on. Tank, take it. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna get hit with that. Nope, maybe not. Got it. Alright. Yep. Alright. I'm limit breaking your ass. Let's go, bitch! Wada! We did it! Woo! Alright.
Alright, let's see.
Yeah, I was letting him know. It's like, hey, I main Gunbreaker. You're like, it's good that you do. Yep. Yeah. Good luck to you tonight. Bye. I got a commendation. I think I got the commendation because I wasn't an asshole.
Ah, Narcissus. Hello, Narcissus.
I haven't felt this much love in a room ever since Narcissus found a mirror.
Boon and a mystery seed.
Yep.
Power up.
All right. So while we're waiting, I will spin the wheel. Yeah. Off-color content. Oh boy. So everyone, if you're under the first, if you're under the age of 13, you shouldn't be on fucking Twitch.
Yeah, terms of service.
Yeah, terms of service. So if you're under the age of 13, get the fuck out. And if you're under the age of 16, you may want to censor the next stream for the next like 30 minutes. Because we're gonna talk about some really fucked shit. All right.
I mean, potentially.
More than likely.
Off-color has a wide variety of definitions.
Well, are you ready for the book that I have that is the most off-color content?
You have the Book of Erotic Fantasy?
Yes, sir. Yes, and I still use it to this day.
I mean, that was an interesting release for a lot of reasons. and I think it was the first thing that gave Wizards like pause. Like maybe this whole open D20 license was
A bad idea.
not a great idea.
I feel like it's the first thing, but it wasn't the one that gave them the biggest pause.
Yeah, so I guess the background for the folks who may not be familiar, there was a D&D designer by the name of Gwendolyn Kestrel, who was like one of the official Wizards of the Coast employees that worked on official D&D stuff. And I think after she left Wizards, she worked with, I believe it was Sword and Sorcery, which was one of the imprints cranking out D20 content, and published the Book of Erotic Fantasy, which, if I recall correctly, there'd always been... there was like, back in the days of Usenet, like this net book that was floating around about like the same topic, about spells with sexual uses. You had rules for making half-breeds of various races and like the gestation periods. Basically, anything you wanted to know about sex in D&D, that was the point.
Yeah.
And so that idea got an official published book in the early 2000s. And yeah.
Oh boy.
It's wacky fun.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. It had a type of wizard known as the Tantric that got their spells back by having 20 minutes of continuous intimate activity.
Which, yeah, wow.
Yeah. Whew. But the cool thing about their class that I love was their spell book was on their body.
Ah, yes.
Like, it was like these little runes that were either tattooed or carved or whatever onto their body. And I was like, that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Like, because there's some cultures where, they have tattoos covering their entire body.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I could see a wizard being from that culture that would do that. That would just, their body is their spell book.
Sure.
That would be kind of cool. The other big thing, the big thing I use, though, from that book consistently is the breeding chart.
Yeah.
What can basically have children with what?
Yep.
Just so that way, if my players go, can I play this dragon, demon, da-da-da-da thing, I could just pull up the chart and go, no.
Yeah.
And because it was technically official content,
Yes.
it's technically not third party. Hey.
Well, I mean, it is third party, but it is, also the case that third party content was a lot more official at that time.
Yeah, that's also true. So there was that. Another, there were all kinds of other things. There were feats that gave you stuff.
Trying to tell you, there are no bullets left in
Yeah.
this gun, you see?
Carmen Ash Wiki. Welcome. How are you doing today? You were just chatting. What were you chatting about? Let us know. Tell us in the chat.
I mean, just look at you. You look like the oasis to some very,
This is a
very
great
thirsty
opportunity for
travelers.
slaughter.
That metaphor makes me uncomfortable.
But there's some other off-color content that existed in several of the books. The Book of Vile Darkness had quite a few things that were particularly heinous. Cannibalism, the thing that rhymes with grape.
Yeah, the Book of Vile Darkness was an official book, and yeah, it had its own stuff in there. So honestly, the Book of Erotic Fantasy really didn't seem that far out of line.
No, it didn't. When I read the Book of Vile Darkness, I'm like, damn, the Book of Erotic Fantasy is sitting here looking like it's okay.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what Wizards was willing to put their own actual logo on.
Alter Inquisition asked if what was it? He asked, did you use the chart for Mankins and Molina, or was that a thing you just let Mankins do? Technically, I just let it go, because according to that chart, mammals and insects cannot breed. Fun fact I got by Wicked on here and such. I think you meant go by Wicked on here. Such, and my name is Ashley. Oh, okay. Hi, Ashley. How's it going? I have no AoE. This annoys me. I can't AoE the mobs.
Oh, man. I am not getting much further on this run.
You're kind of getting screwed there?
Just taking too much damage from little mass hits, so... Alright.
Carmi's Horror Squad. Okay. Okay. But, yeah, no, the Book of All Darkness, I gotta say, was the second worst book I've ever come across for D&D. Or in tabletop RPGs in general, I would say. Because the worst book I've come across technically could be used in D&D, but it was used in so many other systems as well.
Oh?
Yeah, I downloaded a book library, okay? It was like just a bunch of RPG books, okay?
Okay.
And one of those books in there was essentially modern day D20, The Fourth Reich.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, yeah! That was fucking terrifying.
As I was trying to tell you,
I
there are
was
assholes
like,
left in this gun, you see.
no! Because, like,
be against my moral compass. Your f***ing moral compass is a roulette wheel!
Wow.
because as I was reading the book, it didn't come across so much as
just look at you. You
How do
look
I
like
put
the
this?
oasis to some very,
This is a
very
great
thirsty
opportunity for
travelers.
slaughter.
I have a lot of noise going on in my ear. A lot of redeems. I appreciate the redeems, and thank you for reminding me to drink. I took another big swig of my tea. If I don't finish this tea, I'd say in the next hour, it's probably going to become alcoholic. And then this stream will get a lot more weird. I usually don't drink when I'm on shift in the tavern, but if my tea goes bad, that might be a thing. Hope you're good. I'm doing okay. So no, the Fourth Reich book was for D20 Modern. But it did say in the book that it could be used for standard D&D if you made some slight modifications to the equipment being handed out.
Right.
But it was less of a, hey, let's put, some guys into your campaign setting that may not be necessarily great. And more of, hey, we're technically building the Fourth Reich in real life and just pretending it's an RPG.
Right.
And that was like, oh, that's no bueno. So, Ulster Inquisition just redeemed 5,000 channel points for me to play Final Fantasy VIII some more.
Man! You just can't catch a break.
No, I can't. Well, I mean, that'll only work until, I finish Final Fantasy VIII.
And then you never have to play it again.
It's over! It's finally over! I never have to do this shit again! Sorry, that is one of the few boomstick lines I still have in my head. He said that after the whole second fight between Goku and Superman.
I see. And then they did it again.
Yeah, they did it a third time, and he's like, fucking hell! But, like,
Okay.
there are so many people who argue about that still to this day, and I'm looking at them going, I get that you have your favorite. If you wanted to argue about who's your favorite, you might actually have a thing to argue there. But, like, if you're just looking at source material,
Welcome, traveler.
Goku gets his ass stomped every time by Superman.
Oh, man. I have not faced this particular pattern before. Oh,
You can do it!
I can't do it!
You can do it! Cut his fucking head off!
Your f***ing moral compass
I
is
am
a
toast.
roulette wheel.
Oh, no.
Dead by Daylight. Oh, goody.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Be quiet.
What?
I thought Mom was asleep, but Mom's trying to.
Oh, finally.
You have to be quiet.
Alright, get out.
You have to whisper.
I have to be quieter. I get it. Move.
Bye.
Shut the door.
Okay.
Now the fun thing with Final Fantasy XIV, I'm going to point out, I'm not allowed to change how my character looks.
Okay.
I tried it once, back in Heaven's Ward, and I made an Aura female that I was going to play.
Uh-huh.
Alright? Because everybody kept confusing me for a woman anyway,
Okay.
because of the name. Apparently,
Oh.
there are no guys named Ruby.
I mean, that's true.
But, whatever. Okay. They're all going to explode now. I want to get out of there. So I was going to play a female character, and I was like, okay, whatever. You know, I don't care if I play male or female. It doesn't bother me. I mean, shit, man, when I make Dungeons and Dragons characters, unless I have a very particular image in my head, I tend to just flip a coin. And just go, am I playing a guy or a girl today? I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's an imaginary person. Like, yeah, I do put part of me into that imaginary person, but that imaginary person is not all of me.
Right.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. Had a little bit of gas there. But, so I changed it, and Anne saw that I changed it. Well, there is a potion you buy in this game with real money. It's like $5. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's called the Potion of Fantasia. The whole point of it is you take this potion, and the next time you log in, you get to change how your character looks.
Okay.
And she bought the potion when I was using the restroom with her money. Had my character drink it. And then the next time I logged in, she looked at me and went, put him back to the Catboy. I was like, okay. Because, like, it didn't bother me either way what my character looked like. I was just like, okay, I'll just play a female character just so that people stop getting confused. But apparently Catboy is here forever. Though I've had several people ask me if I was going to switch to Bun Bun Boy.
Yeah, is that the Vieira?
Yeah, that's the Vieira. This last expansion, the Vieira's got men. AP is here! Hi, AP! Yeah, no, in Shadowbringers, we got female Vieira and male Hrothgar. Which, if you ever played Final Fantasy X, Kamari.
Okay.
That character. He's a Hrothgar.
Gotcha.
So it was one of those things where it's like, okay, and then a lot of people complained that there were no female Hrothgar and there were no male Vieira. And eventually they broke down in this expansion and gave us male Vieira. Next expansion, which is Dawnbreaker or Dawnbringer or whatever it's called.
Right.
We're getting female Hrothgar.
Okay.
So they have listened to the community. And that's one of the things I love about 14 is the developers listen to the community.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not a great idea, though. The reason why I say that is because that's how we got a class that is possibly the most dicking useless class in this game. No, I'm dead serious. This class is... You cannot balance it. At all. So because they couldn't balance it, they labeled it as a limited class, which means you cannot use it in most standard dungeons.
That seems silly.
Yeah. And you may know the class if I ever say it. Oh, nobody wants the stuff. okay, I'll take the stuff. Because it's useful to sell for money to fix things. And the class is Blue Mage.
Ah, the blue mage.
You can't balance that in this game. Because you are unable to keep track of what abilities everybody has.
Right.
And so, as a game developer, you just can't do it. And if I'm going to be brutally honest, I feel like they never should have put it in. Because there it is right there. Blue Mage, limited job.
Yeah.
And it's the only limited job in the game. For that reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that was very poor planning. And I get why people wanted it. Blue Mage is a very popular thing, especially in Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, the Tactics fans loved Blue Mage. As well as, I think it was Final Fantasy... Was it 5 or 6 that had Blue Mage?
I believe that 6 had a character like a blue mage, but it didn't have blue mage per se.
Let me
5,
see.
I think, actually had the class, but
5. Yep.
yeah, 6 had the wild boy Gao from the Veld, who could learn monster techniques, which was sort of similar to the blue mage thing.
Stratego's job title was removed in the North American Super Nintendo version, but the job was given was Lore Master. In the English Game Boy Advance version, he gets the title Blue Mage.
Yeah.
So, Strago. Hey, Flupic, hey Ruby, hoping to do good. Have you tapped up? Hope the stream is amazing. It's going okay so far. We're having fun. We're talking. We had a little bit of scuffness earlier. Mez, I'm off to bed, leaving you up on my PC. Alright, Mez, sleep well. Quistis was a blue mage. Quina was a blue mage. Ronzo was a blue mage. They had blue mage as a class in 11, and it was broken as fuck. Blue mage appears as garb for lightning. And all it gives her is the ability to use lightning and wind slash. That's it. 14, we have the limited job. But other than that, yeah, it's none of the other main Final Fantasies have it. So yeah, Blue Mage honestly wasn't that good of a class. Like, I get some people love it, but I don't know. Supposedly next expansion, Summoner's going to get another rework, so we'll see how good that's going to be. I haven't tried Sage yet, and I really don't have an interest in doing so, but part of me wants to unlock the class at least. Because I hate playing a healer. I can't stand it. It gives me so much anxiety. Alright, let's see which trial I get. Woohoo! But other fun off-color content in D&D or other TTRPGs. We got... Let's see, what else? I'm trying to remember. Oh, God, I got this guy. This is going to be a fun fight. WoD had some off-color content.
It certainly did. There were those Black Dog labeled source books, as I recall.
Yep. I would say out of all of the properties in WoD that got the off-color content treatment, 2 stood out to me as the most egregious for getting off-color content.
Okay.
Vampire, which was obvious reasons, and Werewolf.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, Werewolf surprised me a little bit on that. Because out of everything, I thought Changeling was going to get it.
Yeah.
And it didn't. I was like, okay. A little weird, but we'll go with it. Remember the fight I did, what was it, a couple weeks back? or my hand started hurting because I had to click the mouse that goddamn much.
Yeah.
That's this fight. Yeah, that's the event in this fight. That's going to suck. Oh, I just got hit with something. I'm dead. What I get for not paying attention. Alright, wait for that to end. Okay, now we go with that. Oh, I am fucked. Let me out. Or maybe not. Oh, I got lucky there. Stop teleporting, you dick! Oh my god, he keeps jumping around. Alright.
Let's see, do I have enough ashes to...
Oh, we're fighting a big-ass tiger, and it doesn't want to be my friend. But I would say what the upside with WoD and their off-color content is, it usually wasn't in the crunch.
Not as often.
It was. I don't remember anything that was in the crunch that was off-color.
Have you read some of those Black Dog source books, like Clan Book Bali?
No, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think there was at least some, not to the extent of Book of Erotic Fantasy, but yeah.
Well, most of the off-color content I came across with WoD was fluff content.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and I think I sold my copy of Clan Book Bali, so I can't give you lots of hard specifics, but...
Oh, here we go. You can... Sorry, I'm just not liking this part.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, no, wait. Was it this fight? Maybe not. Maybe not. Alright. Oh boy. I don't mean that. But yeah, no, like I said, the fluff content was usually what I came across that was bad. Especially for Werewolf. Werewolf had a ton of fluff content that was not kosher.
Yeah. And to be fair, there have often been people at the head of, like, White Wolf or whatever company has succeeded from White Wolf that have, how do I put this, controversial edgelordy ideas about not just sexual politics and consent and things like that, but there have actually been some, let's say, Nazi leanings from time to time. And
I mean, look at the, what was it? God, I'm trying to remember the Werewolf clan.
the Get of Fenris.
The Get of Fenris, yeah. Oh my god.
They went kind of full fascist there for one edition, and it's just, come on, guy.
Like, you guys could do better than this. Yeah, it was just... There was also, their version of... God, what was it called? The Ravnos. Ravnos were problematic.
Yeah.
Because there were so many Romani stereotypes in that.
Yep.
It was just like, guys, that's bad. Don't do that. Please don't. Oh man. So there was that. Oh, But at the same time, Wizards of the Coast is not exactly innocent either.
No.
God, what is it? The one in Spelljammer.
Oh, the Hadozi?
The Hadozi, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, Wizards just needs to consistently employ a sensitivity reader.
Or two.
Yeah. And, man, they have just failed to do so.
Yeah, they have messed up on quite a few things there. But at the same time, there are some people who are seeing demons under the bed that aren't there sometimes. Because they'll misread something and be like, oh, it's this, this, and this. I'm like, no, don't do that. I need to get away from that person. Oh, God.
Let's try.
I do not want to get hit by the red electric balls.
That does sound unpleasant.
I missed that by a hair. That's okay. Thanks, everybody! Alright, out of here. You are no longer synced. Yay!
I took the shovel. Alright.
Alright, so a little bit of a repair bill. Nothing too serious. Looks like we're making progress. Alright, we are going to do an alliance raid, because we still have 40 minutes. And I should be able to complete an alliance raid in 40 minutes. Should.
Good.
As long as I find one within that time frame, and it's not like 10 minutes until I have to go.
Right.
Yeah. I have not run into anything in Star Wars yet, in the TTRPG sphere, that was problematic or off color.
And I imagine that may be due to the fact that Wizards can't just throw any old thing in the Star Wars, and no licensor can do that without Lucasfilm and Disney's permission. And Disney's usually careful about that shit these days.
Yeah, they're usually careful about that. Though they have been letting Lucasfilm say some problematic and dumb things.
Oh?
The attacking the fans with the sequel trilogy thing. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the people who were bitching about the sequels, I can agree with the fact that there were probably some, racist, sexist, bigoted people who were bitching about their films.
Yep.
I can acknowledge that. But not everyone who was complaining about those films was racist, sexist, or bigoted.
True.
And the way Lucasfilm did several of their press releases, and some of their people in charge of their social media made it sound that way. And I was like, that's not good. Like, Lucasfilms, you don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Like, if someone is making those kind of comments, you have every right to call them out. But not everyone who's complaining about your film is making those comments.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what I get. Let's hit another topic. Oh, we do have a wish, but I want to wait until Wizen's here to hear it.
Okay.
Because it's his wish.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that without him here.
Did we already do character reuse recycling? I could swear we did.
I think we've discussed it. We certainly could discuss it some more.
I mean, if we already covered it, that's fine. Oh. It glitched.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, here we go. Kid again.
asleep.
Mom fell asleep.
I am off to bed, but leaving
Okay.
you
Bye, child.
on my PC.
Bye, child. All right, so the raid I just got for the Alliance raid. How do I put it? You don't like bullet hell games, do you?
I don't.
I don't mind bullet hell games.
I do, but I don't.
Okay. We are playing Bullet Hell the MMO edition.
Now that is probably not a great combination.
Some of these do fairly well,
Nice.
but they're not terrible. Like, this fight is not overly bad. Rose, I really want you to be in your room.
Dad, I'm one of the figures that's yelling chocolate.
No. Because ours is busted. Now, I want you to be in your room, child. Go.
And I like kids.
3.
I just want to chat.
I know you do, but you are also being annoying. I want you... I love not being listened to. Alright. Alright, we're doing that. Energy assault, things of that nature. Alright, so the entry we got was types of DMs.
What did you say?
Alright. What did I say? AP, I'm trying to get Rose to go to bed. I think AP's trying to make fun of what I said.
I think so. Somebody play the sound, please.
Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Can somebody please play the sound?
Nope.
I think we all know what the sound is.
Yes, Rose, hush. So when I say types of DMs, I'm talking about the various style types of DMs. Alright?
Right.
Ow. I just got slammed. I was joking. You said I like not being listened to, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, like, for example, one type of DM that I feel exists is the planner.
Yes.
They have to, like, plan everything. Everything has to be, like, they cannot improv. Now, this is both a how do I put it? It is a helpful thing, but it's also a problematic thing. Because planning ahead is useful. Don't get me wrong. Because yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, planning ahead is important to some degree. If you don't plan ahead at all, you're going to have a bad time.
Yeah. But the problem is, if you can't improv, you are going to also have a bad time.
Yes. GMing really requires both skills.
Yeah, very much.
And planning ahead makes it so that you don't have to improv as wildly or as extensively.
Yeah.
I haven't been here since yesterday for a little. I didn't even get to do.
I hate to talk over Rose.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get her to shut it. I love my daughter to death, but goddamn child, you need to go somewhere else now. I love you. Go to your room. This is something that you can't keep interrupting, child. Ow.
But yeah, so I know a couple of GMs who are very much planners, and they struggle with improv. And, you know, you can get by if you plan for everything, but that's so much work. And honestly, I lean probably a little more towards planning than improv. And I think I was talking before the the stream, like I'm working on a big master monster list for Pathfinder 2e because I'm going to need it for random encounter tables. That's a lot of homework.
Oh yeah.
But I'm hoping that once I do it once, it will save me work in the future.
Right.
So that's really what the planning should be doing for you. If your planning doesn't save you work, you're probably doing it too much.
Yeah. For me, I'm on the opposite side. While I do plan, I tend to I tend to favor improv. But that's just me. Like, I can improv fairly well. And and I just got stomped to death. Oh.
Welcome, traveler.
The guy's dead. Alright, welcome, Chronic Gameplays
As I was trying to tell you,
24 to the tavern. Grab yourself a veil, pull up a chair, have fun. Don't fireball my goddamn tavern. No, I lean more on the improv side, though, because I've gotten used to having players like our friend Mike, who basically takes any plans you like to try to make and utterly destroy them.
Yeah.
And I know he's not trying to do that on purpose.
No, he's just trying to be clever and, execute his own plan.
Yeah. Oh, Wizen's here!
Hello, Wizen.
Yeah! What's up, buddy?
We were just talking about you.
Yep. So we gotta do his wish here in a bit. Give me a second. Let me shrink down this.
Now, I also know GMs who are very much like full improvers, and that works if you're good at it, but everybody, even if you're good at it, you're occasionally going to run into something that's like, I didn't think that they would do that, and now I am gasping for air trying to figure out how to respond.
Yep. And it's like shit.
Yeah, I was like, how do I handle? Okay, wait. Yeah. So, let's take the moon.
God, I hate this raid so much. Sometimes this raid would suck being a black mage in. Because black mages you can't move. And there's so much movement in this damn dungeon.
Yeah.
Alright, so you ready for Wizen's wish that we have to corrupt?
Okay, hit me.
I wish for a fish in a dish to feed me for a meal.
A fish in a dish to feed you for a meal.
Yep.
That seems very, very simple and straightforward.
Also very Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
It's an wish dish that give you a fish.
I wish for a fish in a dish to feed me for a meal.
Yep. The only reason I remember that is because recently I read to my kids, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish.
Of course.
So, it sticks in my head.
So,
AP says the fish is alive and has sharp teeth.
My instincts as a GM, if someone were doing this in D&D, of course, like, this is way underpowered for what you could get for a wish, and normally I probably would not mess with it.
That's fair.
But if we're, wish for a fish in a dish that feeds me for a meal. I think that Wizen, you're probably close to my default method of thinking. Like, it's not that the fish itself is edible, but the fish feeds you in some other way. Or feeds you as a meal to something else. That would be
that's a good one.
The cruelest interpretation. Like, if I was just being an outright dick, wish for a fish in a dish that feeds me for a meal, well, feeds you to what?
Congratulations, the fish is feeding you to a dragon to, for a meal. There's that. You said feeds you for a meal. Okay.
Yeah.
I will say, for me, if I still want him to give them the meal and not be too cruel, I will say the fish is the worst tasting thing you have ever eaten.
Right.
It is still edible. It still gives you nutrients and nutrition and nourishment, but you will hate eating it every single moment.
See, you could also go with the angle that the fish feeds you something, or the fish itself feeds you, but it's the problem is that it feeds you something that is itself cursed, or causes you to be inflicted with a curse. So the meal itself that it feeds you is dangerous, because you didn't specify that the meal had to be wholly safe.
Oh, that's true, and poison. There's also poison.
Right. I think for sheer poetry, I do prefer the option of just like, it feeds you to something for a meal.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, Inquisition, you have a nice night. By the way, audience, if you wish to have your wish, messed with by us in some form or fashion, I just messed that up. I forgot that it had a giant flamethrower of death. If you wish for us to basically mess with your wish, or give us a challenge for a wish, by all means, we have a channel point redeemed for that. Alright? So there's lots of things. What?
Oh, I dodged the sheep ball. Yeah.
Finally?
Well, I basically lured it to hitting my familiar, so I kind of dodged it. It didn't wear out on its own, but I did specifically make it hit the frog, so it didn't do anything to me.
That's fair. Uh-oh.
Which, yeah.
Alright, so, by the way, this whole fight is based in... Do you remember the game Nier Automata?
I do remember it, though I haven't played it much. I own it, but I only played it a very little bit and then got distracted by something else.
This dungeon is based on Nier Automata.
Okay.
That is the whole point. We are helping someone named 2P to hunt down problem mechs.
Oh, this... I see a loophole. Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh? Loophole in what?
So I've got an effect that means that in any encounter, one enemy is always afflicted by a weakness effect.
Right.
And I'm fighting the first boss of Hades 2, which is Hecate. And one of her attacks that she does is splitting into 3 bodies, each of which attacks you. One of them is real, and the weakness effect always sticks to the real one. And so I always know which one's the real one.
That helps.
Yes, it does.
That sounds helpful.
That is helpful as shit.
Laser resistance test. Here we go.
My frog familiar can help me compel spirits to gain spiritual essence, and I just directed him to, and my character said, Freenos hypnotize. He's a hypnotoad! All hail the hypnotoad.
Hypnotoad for president. He'll have all the votes.
Indeed. Alright, so that's pretty cool.
All mounted flamethrowers are active. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I want to be over here. Oh boy, that looks pretty fucking scary. AP goes, Hypnotoad has my vote.
I, for one, welcome our new amphibian overlords.
Oh my god. But, okay, as we were discussing before, types of DM. There are other types of DMs. One type I've run into is, the theater kid.
Ah, the theater kid.
The theater kid who decided, I want a DM. So instead of treating D&D like the improvisation thing that it tends to be, now there's a difference, by the way, between theater kid and writer. Okay?
Yes, I was going to say, there's going to be the frustrated author DM, most definitely.
Yeah, frustrated author DM. In this case, though, I'm talking about the theater kid one. Now, the problem is with the theater kid, they really... Oh, I'm gonna get hit. They really want RP to happen.
Sure.
Alright?
Yeah.
That is their biggest thing they need. They need people to RP. And they need people to be, like... They're more flexible about the story changing than the author is. But their big thing is like... Oh, you know, if someone's not completely into my story, my world, my RP, they will take it personally. And that is a problem.
Yeah.
Can I please get away from these guys that are self-destructing constantly? That would be great. Thanks.
Let's see.
What's going on? Oh, he's showing up in the middle. So that's the theater kid. The upside of the theater kid, because every type of DM has an upside and a downside. Alright? The upside of the theater kid is their NPCs are really interactive.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of your like professional GMs you see online, you know, your Matt Mercers, your Brendan Lee Balgans, they have a background in performance, and so you'll have really compelling NPCs.
Yeah. Which is good. It's good to have.
Yeah.
But you can't let it overwhelm, like, the moments where someone may not be totally into your story. Because those are going to happen. Like, I've had plenty of games where, like, I'm enjoying the story, it's great, it's fun, but there's a moment where I am not the focus.
Right.
But at the same time, where they're focusing on in the story is not exactly my cup of tea. But I get why people want to do that.
Right.
And I don't want to ruin someone else's moment.
Right.
And so there is that. The biggest, my biggest piece of advice, by the way, with the improv, well, we kind of covered the improv and the, God damn it, the planner, is learn from the other side.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
All GMs should be doing both. So, you know, if you lean towards one side, practice your skills on the other side.
Yeah. So there's that. With the theater kid DM, my biggest piece of advice to them is understand that not every single player is going to love your story at every single moment.
Right.
All right? They may not like one of your NPCs. They may not like things of that nature. The theater kid and the frustrated author have one major flaw they both fall into. And that is, they tend to favor DMPCs.
Yes.
And if you're not careful about how you're doing that, that could go badly.
The NPCs are always like not a red flag necessarily, but a use with caution.
Yeah. Like for me, I tend to play a lot of DMPCs, but that's because 9 times out of 10, I don't get to be a player. And sometimes it's just nice being able to join in some of the party's fun as a character.
Sure.
But that's just me. Now, we did discuss the frustrated author, so let's deal with them. The frustrated author is the type of DM that basically, they just really want to write a story.
Yep.
But they just can't seem to do it. For some reason, they just can't figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they could, but they want that audience there. They may have trouble distinguishing between their friends and essentially the characters that they're writing, not in like a intellectual sense, but basically it's like, I want to see these people play out my story. So your key characteristic of the frustrated author is not just DMPCs, it's railroading. Like you are on the tracks, this is what's going to happen. It doesn't really matter what you choose to do. And these are one of my most frustrating types because I can be happy in a linear narrative campaign. Like I'm playing in a 5e adaptation of Red Hand of Doom, which is about a goblin invasion of a humanoid territory, and you know that's what this is about. You can't just fuck off and go to a dungeon somewhere. This is what the story is.
Right.
And that's fine. But the choices your characters make have to feel meaningful because D&D and other role-playing games are collaborative storytelling, and with your frustrated author, there is no collaboration. You're just doing what that guy wants, or you are not participating.
This to Mom when she wakes up.
I will.
I did this too, Mom, from work.
Okay.
Papa Tot has my vote.
Hypnotoad. Just child. I need to get this reverse Goliath. Okay.
I can get bones, I can get ash.
Hello, I am back.
I'll go for ash.
Child, I love you, but please relocate yourself. The frustrated author also has a little bit out of the room, if you know what I meant. Rose, relocate to your room. Please. I've also noticed with the author that they have a control issue.
Yes.
That is a problem they tend to have, which also will lead into the next one. How do I put it? The hyper tactician.
So the combat-focused GM who's just all about like, let's make these combats really hard and really focused. Or that kind of hyper tactician.
Yeah. I would say that. So basically, a DM who went to the Dark Souls school of difficulty curve.
Gotcha.
Because they want to see a challenge for their players. They're afraid they'll not give their players a challenge, and so some of them do it on accident because they overcompensate, thinking, "Oh, there's got to be a challenge." You know, they have to be fighting for their lives all the time. It's like, no, that's not needed. Not all the time.
I will say the 5e game I'm in right now is being run by a fairly tactically minded GM, and you know we do all right, but I did have to like approach him after game once and say like, man, I realize that you're trying to play all these villains smart, but the problem was essentially that every time we would start to defeat the bad guys, the important ones would run away, and like, if that happens sometimes, that's fine, but, you know, you're already dealing with, one, the players want to survive, two, they want to win. Now we have to be thinking about containment plans to keep people from running away, because this is a war effort. We don't want these people reporting back. So it's just placing additional burdens on us, and he runs, very tactical, tight combats too, and it's like sometimes I don't want to be thinking about the optimal combat move. I want a little slack so I can play around with it some.
Yeah. That helps. But at the same time, like, I don't mind if, like, one particular villain just happens to be really good at running away.
Sure.
And just make it kind of like a running gag almost. So that way, when the time comes, you could just be like, bitch, you gonna run away again?
Well, and also it can vary depending on your genre. Like in superhero games, your supervillains are much more likely to run away, and that's kind of expected. But it's not necessarily something I want to see in a fantasy game all the time, because it's like we have this going on and we expect to beat these guys, and okay, we've taken out 80% of his hit points. Yeah, he might start to withdraw, but these are all supposed to be like fanatics. They want us dead. Not one of them's willing to risk their life and stand and fight against us. So yeah, it just gets a little frustrating.
I can imagine.
But the tactical combatant the tactical GM's not the worst for me. I can deal with it. I'm fairly okay at doing optimization stuff. But it's just, not something I want to be forced to do all the time. If you expect me at 100% all the time for the D&D game, it starts to feel more like work.
Yeah. I would also say with the tactical GM, sometimes what they really want to do is just play a war game that happens to have a little bit of roleplay built into it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that can be it.
Like, because some of the ones I've run into that were tacticals that were like that, it was just like, oh, I really just, they're big into, like, Warhammer 40k, or they're into, like, other, like, World War II tactical games, and it's just like, okay, can we not do this?
Yeah.
Like, I play D&D for a little bit of tactics, don't get me wrong. But,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also here for roleplay and story.
Yeah.
The tactical DM is also the type of DM that likes to put a combat in every single session.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, this is getting old. So there is that. I used to be the tactical DM. I will admit that. I was a mixture of the theater kid and the tactical DM.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I wanted the story to matter, but at the same time, I felt like, because I didn't understand that XP should be able to be given even in non-combat situations.
Right.
I kept making it making combat happen so that way my players could level.
Right.
And that was a mistake I made early on. So there was that. Speaking of, though, DMs who like combat and things of that nature, the next type of DM I know of, I refer to this one as the Pain DM.
Pain DM.
Pain. What do I mean by pain? This is a mixture of the theater kid meets fucking the tactician. Not always the tactician, though. They have a little bit of tactician in there. They have a little bit of the theater kid in there. And a little bit of the writer in there. Okay. The reason why I label them as the Pain DM is basically they want to see their players suffer.
Okay, so I would probably name this the adversarial GM,
No,
but
this is not the adversarial one.
Okay.
That is different, and here's the reason why. They want the players to still succeed. All right?
Oh, okay.
They still want the players to succeed, but they want them to fight for it, to suffer through it, to basically slog through every fucking minute of it.
Okay.
That's why I separated the two.
Okay.
One wants you to succeed, the adversarial one wants you to fail.
Okay.
You see where I'm getting at?
I do.
All right. So this is more of the DM has seen or played one too many sessions of Dark Souls and has embraced its mantra, essentially. You know, I forgot to give my word of advice for tactical DMs. Jesus.
Go ahead.
Tactical DMs accept that the game has a story and that you are not having to basically fight every single session. You can go 3, 4, sometimes 5 sessions without a fight. You don't have to have constant fighting going on. And understand that XP can be given through non-combat.
Yeah.
Alright? Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult, but all you have to do is just kind of figure out, okay, how am I going to do this? Like, what XP do I give for the level of challenge you have? Ow. I went a little too early.
Damn, not enough gold. Alright. Hopefully it'll pop up again.
Okay. Alright. Everybody's over there!
But yeah, the suffering, I guess, is something that some GMs enjoy.
It's gonna be a surprise to me and to you.
Okay, Rose, just go. Please. Not right now.
You can read it from.
Alright. You were saying?
Yeah, it's, I don't know, some people are drawn to the kind of dramatic suffering, but that's just not, like, my bag.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a GM that made that a focus, like, I want to make sure that my player characters go through hell. Like, oh, this NPC you love, I am definitely going to kill that guy. That kind of bullshit. It's like, no. Honestly, if that were communicated to me in a session 0 that was going to be an emphasis, I would say no thanks.
Yeah.
And if it was not communicated to me, I would honestly probably passive-aggressively resist it. Like, oh, you're doing this to pull on our heartstrings? Fuck you, I'm going to react exactly the opposite way.
Yeah.
Because that is emotional manipulation. And I do not like it.
No, if I was put into that situation... my main thing would be, I'd build a character that was just kind of an asshole. That just did not care who lived or died.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm killing this one person that, you know, you're close to. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, life is death. Let's deal with it.
Yeah, it sucks to be him, I guess.
Yeah, it sucks to suck. Bye-bye. Or hell, I might even play a character that goes, oh, I would, if I sacrifice this one person, we get, our mission gets a little easier. Cool, let's sacrifice like 5 of them.
Yeah, I really do not like emotional manipulation, and this sort of GM feels like that's what they're trying to do.
Oh yeah.
And so, like I said, if they communicate that in session 0, I'd be like, nope, and I'm gone. If they tried to bring it up by surprise, I'd just, like I said, resist it and would not have anything to do with it.
It depends how long it also goes to for me.
Sure.
Because, like, if they're doing it for a short period of time and they're just kind of being an asshole about it, I might try to talk to the DM first and be like, hey,
sure,
this is kind of no bueno. You need to chill.
Yeah, this is not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
I am not enjoying this.
Can we not do this?
Right. If this is what you want out of the game, I'm happy to leave.
Yeah. There's a lot of missiles there. But there's that. The Pain DM also, my word of advice for that is, aside from get some fucking therapy, Oh, Jesus Christ. Is, like, actually pay attention to how your players are reacting to you.
Yeah.
And see if what you're doing is really upsetting them.
Yeah, and generally it's a good idea to make sure that you and your players want the same thing out of a campaign. Like, if they want to explore emotionally complex themes, great. If they just want to, bash some monsters, maybe that's not going to work.
Yeah. I will say I have experienced a pain DM.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why, like I said, he wanted everybody to succeed, but his whole goal was, and he actually stated it quite openly, once you, like, went a couple sessions with him,
Yeah.
was very much, I want you to barely survive every session.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure if you know this guy because he's at 4 Horsemen.
You have to tell me the name. So.
Okay. Dave.
Does not ring a bell.
Dave.
So,
Last name Knight.
maybe I've heard someone mention him, but can't say that I've ever gamed with Dave Knight.
Yeah. He's not a bad DM. He's very good at being descriptive. He puts a lot of energy into his story, and he also is very active. Like he gets the energy level he gives is very infectious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool that he does that. But the problem is, and he's gotten better with age. I will say that. But he very much wanted to make it so that you suffered the whole time. And the character I played, this was a game where we were doing Exalted and Scion combined.
Wonderful.
So everything was super powered.
Yep.
Beyond belief. And everybody was doing, for those who don't know White Wolf very well, a little bit of explanation before we call it a night, because I have to raid out here shortly.
Yep.
White Wolf has 3 damage types. Bashing, which is you getting punched, it's the easiest to heal. Alright? Lethal, which is stabbed, shot, whatever. Kind of difficult to heal, but possible. And then the last one being aggravated, which is supposed to be like radiation and all this other shit.
Yeah.
Alright? And that's supposed to be near impossible to heal. Alright? Everybody in the game was doing 60 to 120 ag in a turn.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Alright? It is 100% batshit insane. I built a character, on the other hand, that didn't do that. I built a character who could reduce all damage down to 1 in a turn, and then I get to try to absorb that damage by myself.
Right.
Which I basically built the ultimate tank.
Yeah.
I pissed off all the other players. Oh, excuse me. I pissed them off because at one point my character became the bad guy.
Very difficult to kill bad guy.
Yeah. Oh, no, not difficult to kill, impossible to kill at that point. Because the way I did it was, let me make sure I get the right person here. Every time I would activate my ability to reduce damage, it cost me 15 energy, essentially.
Yep.
As long as I was near some source of water, I could absorb it for energy. For each, I think it was liter of water that I absorbed, I got 1 energy.
Right.
All right. How many liters of blood are in the human body?
Like 4 to 6.
Let me see. Yeah, actually, it actually knows 5. There are 5 liters in the human body.
Damn, I guess pretty good then.
Yeah, you were pretty good. You're pretty close. All right.
Dad, can I see what people said in the chat?
There's no one said really anything other than Hypnotoad has my vote. So every human being is 5. If we had a size increase due to powers, it increased the number of, liters of blood I got out of them. All right.
Sure.
The heroes of the story, the quote-unquote heroes, which were acting more like bad guys than I was, for the most part, had an army of millions of soldiers.
Yep.
And they also decided to fight me next to an ocean.
Yep.
I had near infinite energy. Because what they would do is, like, I'm sitting there killing a bunch. They had one guy in the background who was an NPC, just kept resurrecting guys to hopefully help fight me. And not realizing he's feeding me more.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there like, anytime I didn't get enough from the dudes around me, I would absorb from the ocean. They could not do enough damage to kill me. They could not wear me down.
Yep.
Because that ability was worded, all damage that round is reduced to 1. Not by source.
Right.
And so, oh boy. That type of DM had to remove my character from the game. He had to ST Fiat him out. So there is that. All right. Anyway, we'll continue on with DMs next week.
Hello.
So we gotta go raid someone named Squash 19/8/2082. All right, he is playing.
Wait.
It says he's playing Fortnite, but it looked like a racing game.
Let's wait.
So I don't know what's going on in particular on this one.
Right.
All right. So if you are one of my many tavern visitors, please use the following raid message. If you are one of my tavern patrons,
Fireball.
AP fireballing. All right, enough, Rose. If you're one of my tavern patrons, please use the following raid message. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for Wildcard Wednesday, where the goal is to play Mass Effect 3.
Dad, you need to tell that to him. What?
If it doesn't work, for whatever reason, I have Skyrim.
Yeah.
All right? So I will play Skyrim. Because unfortunately, the Mass Effect I have is through the EA launcher. So there is a fairly good chance that it's not going to work. So either way, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves mentally and physically. That's always important. And I know you come to my resplendent tavern for the witty banter, but you stay for my fuck-ups.
Yes.
I'll catch you all tomorrow. Toodles.
Bye.